back to an Introverted Creative. I'm Michaela, and in this video I want to go through what's in my camera bag, and I have a couple of gems for you. I'm going to give you guys a quick sneak peek of what's in my camera bag as far as these vintage cameras that I have in my collection. We're going to do a few videos later on in the season with these film cameras, and then I was able to buy a digital camera from a black-owned camera brand. We're going to unbox that in this video as well. So let's just get into the video. Welcome back to day 6 of my 30-day challenge where I'm forcing myself to get creative. Now look, I've been doing this, I've been a creative, I've been a photographer for years, but I've been a photographer. I haven't been doing anything with the video. I got my camera bag that I'm using right now from Amazon. I'll put the link in my description box below so that you can buy it for yourself. But I'm a camera bag type of person. There are Pelican cases and things that you can use when you're doing photography. But for me, let me put something on my back real quick, gather up everything and go. I'm a quick on-the-go type of shooter. So a backpack for me is just top tier. This is my camera bag here that I got from Amazon. This camera bag actually opens from the top, so it's much easier to get everything on site. Now, the first thing in my camera bag, of course, would be my camera, but of course, I'm filming on you guys right now, but I have a Canon 5D Mark IV, and this camera is one that I bought around the time I graduated college. This has been my baby for so many years. I'm a Team Canon all day. This right here is my initial Canon 5D Mark II. This was my very first Canon. I bought it in college, and it was just my workhorse. And then honestly, at the time, I already bought it used, so this camera is pretty old. And to be honest, if you're a camera jerk or a camera nerd, we don't do that over here. I preach knowing your equipment like the back of your hand. I learned this camera like the back of my hand to the point that when it was time for me to upgrade, I went to a Canon 5D Mark IV. Let's just say that. And then I also have a Canon 16 to 35mm f4 lens, and this is what I use for real estate photography. This has gotten me so far with my real estate photography. I simply keep it at the 16 mark on the 16 to 35mm scale, because when I'm doing real estate photography, of course I need those wide shots. This has come in handy so much. I also have another lens that I'm actually filming on right now. It's a 75 to 300 Canon lens. And I'm filming right now on the 75mm mark, but this can definitely zoom in as far as you need it. And I love this for portraiture. I actually went to New York Fashion Week back in February of last year, and I was able to photograph models in a beautiful way, even on the runway. Having a zoom lens is just top tier, and I recommend every photographer have a zoom in their collection. Now I also have a ton of batteries, because if you know, you know. Keep you some extra battery. If you don't think you need it now, try it. I also keep a portable solar powered charger in my car, and so it actually charges on the solar powered section. It also has some really bright lights, come in handy being a woman at night sometimes. It also has multiple charging ports and USB cables so that I can actually charge this. The other thing that I keep in my camera bag right here is another portable charger, but this one was given to me by Cam Kirk Studios. It's one of the very first studios that I started working with here in Atlanta. And check them out if you're in Atlanta and you're looking for a studio space. Best studio place in town. Tell them I sent you. Tell them Michaela sent you. But I got this for free a couple of years ago, and I just keep this in my bag. I charge it up, keep it with me, and I've been grateful. Another thing that I have in my camera bag is in here. It's called an Insta360 X3. And this is what I use when I'm doing real estate photography as well. But here I do 360 home tours on here. So it's a 360 camera, and it has lenses on both sides. So it can definitely capture both images and then stitch them together in post. And that's pretty much why I love this. You can take this riding with you and actually flip the screen to show what you want to see in the 360 home tour, if that makes any sense. So I also like to keep the actual charger cables for my rechargeable batteries and for my Canon 5D Mark IV batteries here. Another thing that every real estate photographer should have is a portable flash. This one is a Godox TT520III version. And it works perfectly. You just turn it on, connect the adapter part to your camera on the hot shoe mount, and then you turn on your camera. I'm going to give you guys a flash real quick. Of course, the camera would die right while we're talking about batteries. Anyhow, this is the flash system. I just want you guys to see that it definitely flashes pretty bright. This is perfect for when I'm doing real estate and I'm photographing a house and I need an extra light. Keep you some rechargeable batteries on you, please. If you're a photographer and you're doing real estate photography, investing into some batteries that are rechargeable has changed my life. I spent the first 6 months of my real estate photography career photographing with regular batteries in my flash, and every month they were dying, and I was like, what is actually going on? And then I would not, of course I wasn't prepared, so I didn't have multiple batteries with me. One last thing that's in my camera bag that I think every photographer should have, especially if you're doing real estate, not a camera per se, but it is an iPad. And I think that everybody needs to have an iPad, especially when you're doing real estate photography, because you want to be able to do the 360 home tour, and what a good way to see it huge on a nice iPad. See, let's transition into showing you some of my film collection. This camera right here is called a Mamiya M645, and this is an amazing camera. 80mm lens on it, and it's from Japan. It's 2 parts, so you have to push and pull at the same time. But then you will put your film in here. It takes 120 film. I believe it takes 220 as well. But you just, from memory, yep, you just pull the cartridge out that you would attach your film to, and then attach your film to it, put it back in the camera, close it up to prevent light leaks, and then you can start looking through the camera. The next camera in my collection is a Polaroid camera, and it's one of those, you pull up the flash here. My grandma actually gave this to me. She probably had it sitting in her house because this was what they used back then to actually take photos. So she gave this to me one day, and she said, hey, I've been wanting to give you something, and gave me this. Of course I kept it. And then, you know, you just take that, you can buy Polaroid film and put it in here and still use these today. If you don't know, my logo is this exact camera that I got, and I just got it cut in half and put the other half of the logo with my name. This is the camera that started the logo, the brand, all of that. That's this camera. And I also have some photos with this. I'll show you my camera wall soon, or add the photos over here. Last but not least, we have 2 more cameras. These are, of course, this is another Polaroid style camera, but this is an This is the Instax Mini 8. And you can still find this type of film all over. This is an old camera that I just carry around with me. I love the film is smaller than a regular Polaroid, so this is a great go-to. This camera is also a great gift camera if you want to give this to someone, or you know they may be interested in photography, but don't forget to buy them some film. And lastly, I have a Minolta XG1, and this is also a 35mm. Let's get into the unboxing of this black-owned camera brand that I just bought called Holo. I recently bought a black-owned camera brand by Manuel in New York City, and it's called Holo. Let's unbox this camera and see what it looks like. It's a digital camera, so I'm super excited to see what this looks like. It's being black-owned. That's amazing. So I can't wait to go do an entire photo shoot with this, but I want to show you guys what it looks like and give you guys a few of the specs. It is showing that it is 50 megapixels, 6x digital, as well as 32 gigs of memory. That's absolutely amazing. And it also records video up to 1080p. Let's look at this. Oh, one of their Holo holographic stickers just popped out. Ooh, oh my. So this is what the camera actually looks like in the box. I chose the pretty blue. They have red, yellow, and other colors, but the blue was definitely calling my name. And I'm excited to take this out. Let's take it out. So see, the camera is kind of see-through blue. It's a beautiful camera. I'm going to show you in a close-up. And it also has a digital screen on the back so that you can see what you're looking at. Let's turn it on. It says manual as soon as you open it, and you can literally see. Let's see if I can record. Wow. The first shot. It also has on the side here a USB cable cord that you can plug in. This is absolutely amazing. That means that you can probably take the footage off of here. You don't need a memory card. That's amazing. I'm going to figure out how I can show you guys the video that I'm seeing on here, but even the battery is branded to manual. This is absolutely beautiful, and I'm going to show you guys in the close-up. But thank you guys for watching. It's the end of what's in my camera bag and a camera unboxing of a black-owned camera brand titled Manual from NYC. Thank you for creating something super amazing, and thank you guys for watching this video. Come back tomorrow for day 7. See you guys in the next video. Bye.